And it says we're going live and we're live. Ooh, that was fast.
Hi, welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 508. I was just telling Amy before we started recording that our school had a power outage due to some high winds. And so not the whole district, but just our high school is not is not having school today, which has made my morning a little easier, but also an abrupt start to the day as the school was calling to let us know.
Hmm.
Has been some very extreme. I mean, I know that the season's changing and weather changing kind of often brings those types of things about, but some very extreme weather here recently.
Hmm.
Or like I guess in the Midwest. I was headed to Chicago earlier this week and I asked my Alexa like what the weather was going to be, and she was like, "Woo, it's gonna be a doozy." And again, she's the like sassy one, the newer version. Like it's going to be 80 degrees when you get there. And then the next day, there's going to be flash flooding and hail. And then on the last day, it's going to snow and be extremely cold. And I'm like, how does one pack in a carry-on for for that level of weather? I guess maybe you sleep in your 80-degree day and then you just bring lots and lots of layers for the snow and cold day. Yeah, that's how I did it anyway.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you would definitely want to wear more onto the plane.
Mm. Yeah. And it's less about like, because again, I have a roller bag that I can put into the overhead, but it's more about like when I get to Chicago, I don't like having to like roll that roller bag everywhere. On the last morning, I have to pack my whole pack and walk into the office and then work and then head out to the airport, right? And so, yeah, walking through the streets of Chicago with a roller bag is not unheard of, but not my favorite thing. So I'd rather have it on my back. So I'm trying to pack extremely light, and weather like that just does not make that possible.
You're giving me flashbacks when I was younger,
Mhm.
but an adult. Went to London with a friend and had no idea, right? And bought like a hip height because we were going for a week, a hip height luggage. And yeah, we didn't taxi anywhere. So I was that thing went through the subway with me up and down a lot of stairs.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
miserable.
Yeah. Yeah, I often take the L as well, but yeah, had some travel delays this time where I was like, I don't know that I want to take the L. I think I just want to get to the hotel. TLDR, we spent more time in an airplane parking lot at O'Hare than I spent like boarding flying there. Like it was an hour and a half. And all the people around me, like the empath in me was like, "Oh my God," I felt so bad for them. They were all like, I'm missing my I'm missing my flight. I'm missing my flight. Oh, my flight just took off. Oh, like they're in the air, like at the airport where they could have caught their connection, but we're sitting in this airplane parking lot waiting for a gate.
Oh boy.
Waiting for a gate. Yeah, I felt bad for them. But um Chicago was my final destination. And yeah, other than a bumpy ride back, obviously made it back
Ooh,
in one piece. Yeah,
those
that
are never
extreme
fun.
weather is not great
Hmm.
for the airplanes. But yep, I definitely flocal. I flied local
Oh yeah.
out of Rochester, which is nice. So I did.
For
You've
those
seen
not
those
aware,
signs, right?
we have billboards
Yes,
that
I was going to say
that
you've seen
ask
those
you to
signs,
local.
right? Local, fly
Local.
local, local. I'm excited. So generally, do American. Excited that we're getting. Delta has that little hop over to Minneapolis, but I believe who's coming in the third major one. It's like anyway, they'll be
Hmm.
flying to Chicago out of Rochester here pretty soon too. Hoping that's
Nice.
I mean that's great. Yep. Anyway, a lot of fun with travel and some travel projects
Hmm.
that we can show off and whips. I did not have a ton of administrati. A heads up that next week on St. Patrick's Day, we'll be doing a Zoom about our PJ party projects. An entry opportunity
Hmm.
to that craft along. And next Sunday, so a week from this upcoming Sunday, we'll be doing our ZK one with ZKN, and I'll get that out and a reminder out to our ZK folks. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I entered my entries for the
all
yarn
that.
and whip, and then I didn't check back in. But I have been knitting away on it, so I can share it with you. I am making the school supply. That's the
I wore
back.
mine in Chicago. That was my warm weather sweater layer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm excited to, get to the point where I can actually try this on.
Mhm.
Um, I
So
don't know.
pretty.
Yeah, I'm just having fun with this yarn. So like the way that it kind of grips while you're making your loops, it does kind of make an inconsistency, or it feels like an inconsistency at this point in the stitches, right? It feels like every once in a while you'll have one that's a little bit more loopy than the rest. And not in a obvious way, but if you've been knitting a really long time and you know your own stitch patterns, you're like, but this looks a little off. It looks like
Yeah.
something's just a bit different about it. But you can tell as you're tensioning through the loops and you have that sticky yarn, that that's the reason for the variation.
Some
But
of them
also,
are a little,
the
yeah.
but also the fluff, right? The fluff is on some of them it's very muted and others it's very fluffy. So you can kind of get all of
Yeah.
that interesting fabric and texture in that.
Yeah, you have a different you're having a different experience, different but similar experience as I was with my Marley. Like
Yeah,
each
yeah,
stitch was kind of like, is it one yarn forward? Is the other yarn forward? How much of the two yarns is showing? So you got
yeah.
your
And I would,
short rows done.
yes, I do. And I'm very excited to be knitting away on the, mindless part of it. But I did notice that I'm like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's very far along, but I haven't looked at the pattern once. So I'm like, oh, I better go look at the pattern and make sure that there's not a
She has a
change.
very extended drop and then like a very short torso on it. I don't know if you're
Okay.
hoping to mimic that or not, but so you may be doing what you're doing currently for quite some time.
Okay, good. No, I was planning to make it how it was intended. I wanted it to look as unique as the garment does on her.
Yeah.
I might do an extended torso, but otherwise, I do think I do want the extended raglan, and because the way that this detail looks, right? I do like that. It will make a different line across my body, so I'm gonna keep following it. But once I get to the tiny um underarm, I do think I will extend it. I do have the yarn for it. And I'm not much of a braid at your waist or crop kind of person. I need at least 3 to 4 inches of overlap,
Hmm.
personally. And I know with the way that this is structured, you lift your arms and you're going to lose a lot as well. You're going to peekaboo.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to see what I can
As well
do.
as that, like there's a very extended split hem as well.
Oh yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to keep rocking through this, and then I just thought I might bring in a blanket update. I've been knitting
Woo.
away on mittens, but that means that right now I don't have a work in progress mitten. And my work in
Oh no.
progress sock, well, as in I've finished it.
I know.
And
That's
then
a good thing. But yeah, I was
yeah.
excited. You were like, I've knit a ton of mittens. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to see them. Okay, no, I don't get to see them. Unless there's like some secret uh, post podcast content.
I was having trouble finding the bag that they're in. So yeah.
Okay.
The but the sock that I've been working on thus far with the pinwheel pattern is nearing its conclusion, but is not quite done yet. But you've seen it a few times, so I don't need to share that again. Um, we have bucket.
Woo.
So this is give you an idea of what it's going to look like ultimately, right? We have kind of wide bands of the different greens surrounding the white. And yeah, and I will just keep on rocking until it is done. But that is the gist of it. At one
Yeah,
point
you've
I
reached
did,
your widest?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
Um, I have thought several times because I do like the way that this is going. I did think about several times making it a square and then rotating through and making a bigger square because I liked how this looked, and then you could make it like a diamond shape. But I decided against it. I think I just will keep going on this.
Yeah,
It's a lot more sewing than I really wanted or intended on when I started, so I'm not going to do it.
that's fair.
Right. But that is it. I am still working on it. And then
Excellent, excellent.
my little like not tip, but I'm doing my yarn in, yarn out tracking. And for this large blanket, I've decided that every ball of each color, so 3 balls, every 3 balls, I'm going to knock them out of my stash, just to give me that little dopamine hit for this giant blanket and
Mm.
how many balls of yarn it was, because I added them to my stash at the end of the year, and it's kind of like a disheartening 180 on your progress when you grab this many balls of yarn for something
Yeah.
into the stash. So yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm one away from being able to do it again. So I'm
A
excited.
not maybe not monthly, but yeah, a quarterly depreciation schedule for your
Something. I
sorry.
got to do something to get through it. So playing those little mind games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Sounds like
not that I
something
don't
our
enjoy
accountants
it.
would tell us to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I don't enjoy it. I just, like one of these squares does take longer than I don't know. Once you sit down to do one, it's not like bam done, right? You're working on it for a bit, and then it's potato chippy, so you go to the next one. But then ultimately, I'm at the point where I'm not seeing that grand progress, like I once was, right? Like, oh, I can change colors, or I can, so uh, it has slowed down as far as a project for me. But I did work on it last night, and I am very close to getting done with the green stripe so that I can go to the other green stripe. So, this might motivate me to, I might get a 10 square session in soon. So
Nearing the
anyway,
finish line.
yeah, well, I think I have, oh my gosh, I want to say 7 more stripes to go before I'm at width. So,
Got it.
um, hoping to get there soon. But that's it. That's all the whips that are fit to show. Like I said, I have that sock on the needle still, but I am at the cuff. Like I am so close. I think I only have 2 more motif repeats and then cuff, and we're done. So I'm hoping that that'll be in the finished objects the next time we talk.
Coming up. Yeah. So I have a very unruly whip that did not come with me to Chicago earlier this week. I'm taking from the inside and the outside of my first Diva ball um, with my jet set pants. I'm now calling them my Megan's Technicolor PJ pants. In my mind, I was like almost done with a second sock, which again you don't get to see until next time. Haha, I've got a spoiler as well. And so I just grabbed another skein that would coordinate well to work on the leftovers of the sock that I was going to finish while I was in flight. Darn it, projects that aren't at the right stage for transport. So this is Treasure Goddess, her yak base. OMG. She very generously gave us this. Absolutely love like the greens and blues and pinks in there. So OMG about the color, but the base, I'm gonna have to get more of this base. This is a fabulous sock, a fabulous sock. So nice. So yeah, just kind of doing what I've turns out like I've hacked together in the past. It's my OMG heel, but the toe of a skew.
Hmm.
And I really enjoy them. Like I've been wearing them and I'm like, oh, like it fits my the front part of my foot exactly how I want it, which is why I love the skews. And then just kind of a nice little, OMG heel and then a normal leg, I guess.
Hmm.
So yeah, grabbed some yarn and I'm making some thick and thin stripes there. Got this so that I can remember where I started filling in and unbiasing because otherwise there's no way to really determine it other than going up here and seeing like where the bias stopped and trying to follow it down. So if I want my socks to be even or equal, I am making sure of that. And then, yeah, you can see I decided I was going to do the kind of the matching the stripes OMG
Hmm.
heel here and hoping that I've done a good distribution of the kind of main color versus the yarn that I had leftovers on.
Hmm.
But yeah, I had a couple people in flights again because I think we had a little bit of Stockholm syndrome of being trapped that were like, you make your own socks? Like, yes. Do you realize the ones that you buy at the store are for like 3 or 4 size ranges? This one is going to be exactly for my foot. And then they saw me try it on my foot. Oh, so you're making it exactly the length that it needs to be. And I'm like, yes, yes, I am. So yeah, having fun with that. That was a nice travel project, nice and small.
Hmm.
I've got it in my bag that I sewed the little loops on, and it just kind of
Hmm.
goes around me, and I knit on it, and then I don't have to carry around a project bag. But yeah, as I alluded to, I've got my Technicolor PJ pants. I'm trying to, so I've got the inside and outside of this well worked through skein that I'm trying to make sure. And as you can see, I'm a little further on one leg. I'm doing the tandem of
Hmm.
like get it to, one spot and then get the other one to the other spot. Um, as per usual for me, I was like, whoa, these legs, because you cast on for the crotch, are a little big at this point. And so I worked some decreases in. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it, but like basically a diamond um,
Hmm.
here
Okay.
on the legs to start decreasing just a little bit. But yeah, having a lot of fun with them. Have tried them on multiple times. You can see my little drawstring with the contrast color there. I also put the elastic in. So if I don't like the drawstring in there, I can always just pull it out and
Hmm.
not have it in there. But yeah, a lot of fun. The stripes are definitely keeping me going, right?
Hmm.
Like if this was just miles and miles of stockinette in the round, like greater circumference than a hat. So it's almost like a mini a muscle burrow at this point, right?
Yeah.
Or not mini, but like not, enclosed at the ends. It's just like making some stripes in the round. Go.
Hmm.
I guess the only hint or tip that I would include here is like I tried to maintain continuity with both, right? Have an inside and outside with both. And as I'm like striping and whatever, they became horrifically entangled, right?
Hmm.
So you have to have one of the skeins not be attached on both sides. So I did cut the yarn on the green on this side, as you can see, so that I can like do the in and out and with
Hmm.
this free skein versus having them both attached.
Hmm.
Past Megan is, or future Megan's probably going to shake her fist about the end needing to be woven in. But future and current, our current and past Megan was very thankful that I could do the tangling. So yeah, excited. trying to figure out, I mean, with these stripes, I think when I do the changeover to the second ball, even if it's kind of drastic, I think the stripes will help mellow that transition, but trying to figure out if I'm going to try to do like a 3 ball attached, like rotating in of
Mm.
the new ball once it's needed. So yeah, really enjoying them. Was sad when I had to put it down and wasn't taking it to Chicago with me, but it was not going to be great travel knitting. So
Okay, so so that I understand it, you didn't split your green ball of yarn into two separate pieces.
no,
You
I
have
was doing inside
one
outside.
ball,
Yeah, it was one
and
ball,
you're
inside and
switching it
outside.
between the two legs
Yeah,
as you, so there's more ends of the green as you're okay.
yeah.
Because
I mean,
my brain was
I
like,
could
oh, I
split
would
it.
have
Yeah.
split them in two, and then you they wouldn't be attached in the center, but you could at
I
least
have
do them in
gotten burned by that.
okay.
That's fair, but so if I wanted to avoid that, but I have gotten burned by that in the past where like maybe I didn't split it quite correctly and I ended up having to like, hodgepodge together at the end. I don't think I'm going to run out with
Hmm.
this. And yeah, I could definitely start another ball if I wanted, and split it. But for now, it was just easiest to cut and move to the other one.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying these pants a great deal. I could see wanting to make more. Again, the like light bulb moment of realizing that I was making silky pajama pants. I just chosen the yarn for the for the put up, as you do. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I could see making them, but my brain is like, yeah, I don't foresee me getting through the legs quite as well as you.
you mean the
I could,
stripes wouldn't get you going?
I mean, maybe, like maybe or color blocking, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it a little bit longer, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think just the
Well,
legs
as you can see,
themselves
I'm
would.
going to be using more of the pink for sure, because I
Hmm.
have more put up of that. So I did all of the like short row in the back and the band in just the main color, but then I just was literal with the stripes. Like I have 1,200 yards of the
Hmm.
main and I have 400 of of the green, and so I just did 3 rows of. I wanted a thinner stripe, I guess.
Hmm.
3 rows of the main and 1 row of the contrast because that's the
Yep.
ratio of yarn that I have. So yeah, I don't foresee needing any yeah, running out of the green at all. But yeah, I guess the only other thing that I would say is I think I might, after I get done with this and determine whether or not I want the drawstring in there, get the sewing machine back out and sew the back on of the elastic in place. I don't know if you can see, I've got a little marker there holding it in place. I put like where you sewed the elastic to itself in at the
Hmm.
very back, and it
Hmm.
is through me working on it has
Is
migrated here. So I might try to like work it back to the back and sew the elastic in place. Otherwise it's moving about
hmm.
the cabin. In my waistband. I don't know why that bothers me other than it is a little extra thick in that one space. Anyway, the sewist in me is like when I make pajama pants, I normally, you sew the elastic into the band at one point. So um to keep it from migrating about. So I'll probably do that as well. But I don't want to do that until I've figured out whether or not I want the to do it over the top of my drawstring. So
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway, fun with a new type of. I was saying that I had never made pants before, and my husband corrected me that I had indeed made some leggings, and I was like, pants are different than leggings. They do have legs, but I was also designing those on the fly, and they were bottom up, if you remember.
Hmm.
So yeah, this has been interesting, different construction as well as not trying to be hugging
Right,
of
right.
of my
Got to be
body and
loose and
yeah,
pajama bottoms ish. Yeah.
yes, flowy. It's going to be a flowy experience. But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
So
fun.
pants and dress, and you're just checking them all off the list.
Yeah. What will be next? Who knows? Ah,
Okay. Hey, yeah. Bye.
bye, Uta.